My wife accidentally cheated after 33 years of marriage, begged forgiveness. I told her to pack and leave. We were married for 33 years. We have 2 kids, 2 grandkids we adore. A little backstory. We met at a nightclub in the 80s where I worked the door. We went on a date, moved in after 2 months, married 2 years later. Life was good. Work, fun, kids. I switched from an active job to a desk job and gained a lot of weight. So much that I couldn't even finish intimacy because I'd trigger an asthma attack. We tried different ways to revive our intimate life, and we always stayed monogamous. I'd been cheated on before, so infidelity was a hard line for both of us. We loved each other and thought we'd die together. 33 years is a long road, and every year I loved her more. After 20 years of basically no intimacy, I decided to lose weight. Over 2 years, I dropped 80 kilos and had abdominoplasty. 3 reasons. First, I wanted to watch my grandkids grow. Second, health. Third, to bring passion back to bed. It worked. For the last 2 years, we were intimate 3 to 4 times a week, and my wife enjoyed every second I could see it. Bodies don't lie. We were happy together again. She still said she loved me, and I said the same. I never cheated and believed she didn't either. At least that's what I thought. Until recently. She went on a trip with her 2 sisters to another state. I didn't object, I trusted her. She knew cheating meant the end. Even after 33 years, there were no secrets. We had apps to see where the other was for safety, not control. Phones weren't hidden. We had shared access to messages and email. Trust was never a problem. When I slimmed down and looked better, women started noticing me, but I ignored it. I was happy in my marriage. Sometimes my wife said she felt insecure. Now I was the more attractive one, and she had put on weight. It didn't bother me. I loved her in any shape. Every day I told her I loved her and that she was beautiful. Our intimacy was amazing. My only regret was not trying to revive it sooner. That day I finished work and was driving home when my wife called, very upset, asking if I'd talked to her sister. I said no. Why? What happened? Not expecting what I heard next. She said she cheated on me, slept with another man. She begged me to forgive her, cried, said she didn't know what came over her. I was in shock. My heart split open. I sat in the car numb while she went on. She and her sisters were drinking. A married couple joined them. They drank until 2 a.m. Her sisters went to bed. The bar closed and my wife, drunk by her words, went with the couple to their room to keep drinking and talking. The husband and wife showered her with compliments, said how sexy she was and how lucky I was. Then the man started touching her, and his wife encouraged them both. They told her no one would ever know, just enjoy it. She claims it felt like she wasn't herself, but she still slept with the guy while his wife watched. In the morning, she woke in bed with both of them, bolted and ran back to her room. Her sister confronted her, heard everything, and said, "Either you tell your husband yourself or I will." So my wife called me, sobbing, begging forgiveness. I was speechless. How could she throw our life in the trash like that? She sobbed, saying how sorry she was, how she hated herself, how much she loved me, how she'd made a horrible mistake. I told her it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. Then I hung up and turned off my phone. I came home and just sat in a chair trying to understand what comes next. I cried for the woman I'd known all these years, for the person I lived my life with. I cried for the future that would never happen, for how her decision would affect our family. The life I knew ended. For 2 days, I shut everything out, then turned my phone back on. Of course, there were hundreds of messages from her and her sisters. The last said she was coming home. The kids tried to reach me too. Their mother had called them asking if I was okay, if I'd checked in. I called my kids and told them what happened. I said I was coping the best I could, but I was going to leave to get my head straight before she returned. I asked them not to tell her where I was going. I needed to make peace with the end of the marriage. I just sent my future ex-wife a message. We're divorcing, and I don't want to know her anymore. I don't care about the details, and I don't care about her anymore. The pain is unbearable. I never thought our love could collapse this fast. Update 1. I might jump around, too many thoughts spinning. A few clarifications. Our dead bedroom wasn't totally dead, but compared to the last 2 years, it was night and day. My old active job was the military until I got injured during training. They moved me to a desk and eventually I was medically discharged. Then my wife and I started a small business together. Before speaking to my wife, I had a long talk with her sister and her sister's husband. The story my wife told them was noticeably different from what she told me in her confession. The kids were in shock and just wanted to support me. I explained that no matter how angry they are at their mother, she's still their mom and their kids' grandmother. She loves them, and what she did to our marriage doesn't change that. My wife and her sisters cut their trip short and came home. I left my wife a note to pack her things and go to her mother's. She did, but the details were worse than what she'd told me. She only admitted what she did under the threat that her sister would tell me, and even then she lied. Eventually she cracked and told her sister everything. I don't know what to believe until I speak to my wife face to face. According to her sister, here's the story. My wife says she loves me and our marriage. She never thought she was capable of this. She blames our very active sex life over the last 2 years, claims it sparked a desire to explore what she'd been missing. She used to feel like the attractive one, and now the roles were reversed, and it messed with her head. She needed to feel wanted by someone else. She swears it was the first time. She won't admit it was planned. She says she just acted out a fantasy and wasn't going to tell me. Turns out the couple she slept with are clients of ours from another state. I'd never met them, but my wife often spoke with them for business. She went out to drink with them, but the sisters tagged along, so they pretended to be strangers until the sisters left. She did drink, but not to blackout. All 3 of them planned it in advance before the trip. Today she's coming over to talk. Apparently she's terrified. I already know what I'm going to do. She chose infidelity. Now everyone lives with the consequences. The truth about what happened only increased my pain and my resolve. I didn't cheat. I didn't make her lie. She's right about one thing: she lost me and our marriage. And I don't care how bad she feels now. She did this. Now we all have to shovel the fallout. Our marriage is over. We go our separate ways. And yes, thank you to the 99% who showed support. It helps. To those blaming me, you've got your own demons. Good luck with them. This got long, but once I started typing, I couldn't stop. Weirdly, I feel lighter, like I finally got it out. This will be my last update for a while. For those who care how it plays out, I'll check back in a few months. I talked to my wife yesterday. After so many years, neither of us could sleep if the other wasn't beside us. Decades of that. But last night, for the first time in all those years, I slept really well without her. She walked in, opened the door, looked awful sleep-deprived, guilty, scared, with freshly dyed hair. Normally, my heart would explode and I'd try to comfort her. Not this time. I sat at the table. She broke down crying, threw herself at me, mumbling she ruined everything, that she's so sorry. I raised my hand and told her not to touch me, just sit. She sat. I asked if she wanted coffee. I was about to make one. She nodded. I made coffee and came back. Her eyes never left me. She started to talk, but I told her to be quiet and just answer questions. Listen. I told her this is it. She made her choice. Now I make mine. I'd already decided, but I wanted a little truth. If she thought there was even a tiny chance, maybe she'd be a little honest. I said I talked to her sister. And to the couple. Lie. Inside, I felt strange happy. She felt like crap and sad. Disappointment, anger, the whole spectrum, but I was calm. That scared her most. Honestly, I felt like I was in an interview. I asked how many times. She said physically once and twice over video chat. I told her to explain how it started. She said work calls slid into flirting. Then the guy's wife said they were open and joined in. A couple of months later, she was watching her boyfriend for a night go at it while the wife watched. She admitted she always wanted to do it while another woman watched. They agreed. When she said that, she cried and kept repeating it went too far, that the danger turned her on. She started the insecurity speech. I cut her off. I didn't want her lousy excuses. She gathered herself for 5 minutes. I even stood up and handed her tissues. Then she said they met as planned, and once her sisters left the bar, they went straight to the couple's room. I asked if she ever planned to tell me. She said, no, it was just a fantasy. I wanted to act out and never think about cheating again. I said that's, and asked if she had cheated at any other time in 33 years. She said no. I said it doesn't matter. Once or 1,000, the result is the same. The only people she'll hurt by continuing to lie are our kids and her relationship with them and the grandkids. I told her I don't believe her, and now it doesn't matter. That's when she understood I wasn't going to work on the marriage after her affair. She begged for a chance, promised to fix everything, said she'd let me cheat if I would just stay. Swore it would never happen again. I told her to listen to herself. She'd already degraded herself enough. I would never cheat in a marriage. If I slept with another woman, it would mean we were done without reconciliation. That's the last thing on my mind. She reached for my hand, and I told her I would never touch her again. I don't judge other people's arrangements. Open marriages exist, but we didn't have that. All trust and respect collapsed when she planned how another man would enter her body. I've always been pragmatic, and I felt relief in that moment. I said we needed to do this as calmly as possible. She took it as hope, but I shut it down. No, it's over. I will never touch you again. I cannot unsee that you slept with another man. The woman I loved and married is gone. She died the moment you not only slept with someone else, but planned it in advance. All the good memories remain vacations, building our first home, raising our kids, laughing. They're memories now. We will have separate lives. I honestly look forward to what comes next without you in it. She shook and cried when I said that, but I was done. I just wanted her out of my house. She couldn't continue, so I went to the shed, called our kids while she pulled herself together. Told them what happened. They supported me and said not to drag it out, just end it. I came back in and she started again. I'm sorry. We can fix this. I sat and said, we're selling the house and the business and splitting everything 50-50. Keep the car. I'll take the truck and the bike. You can take the cats. Then I told her not to call, not to text, not to contact me at all, unless it's about our kids or grandkids. I'll contact the attorneys and start the divorce. She's a free woman now and can sleep with whoever she wants. She said she doesn't want anyone and that I'm cold and emotionless on purpose. I said I'm being honest, her actions left me emotionally empty. I told her she alone destroyed our marriage. I loved her, she ruined it. After that I left so she could pack in peace. I went to my daughters, talked, played with my granddaughter. When I got home, my wife was gone. And like I said, I slept better than ever without her. Now we'll see where things are in 6 months. Update 2. It's been 5 insane weeks since my future ex tossed our marriage in the garbage. I've had plenty of time to think, and I still believe I did the right thing. I could never trust her again, never touch her again. Honestly, I gag thinking about it. She chose to cheat and blow up our marriage because she thought she'd get away with it. She's still living with her mother. I spent the time getting the house ready to sell. We lived here 20 years, there was a lot of junk. I cleared it and the house is on the market already, a couple of interested buyers. Hope to sell within a week or 2. The business is already sold. One of our clients wanted to expand, and I accepted his offer last week. Closed roughly a month after listing. People say divorce is a marathon, now I get how much of one. By law, we must live separately for 12 months and 1 day before filing for divorce. Then another 4 months until it's finalized if uncontested. Property division is separate and only after divorce. I plan to have nothing left tied together by then. As soon as she keeps signing, it'll be easier to move on. Her mindset is different. My son talked to her once, wasn't pleasant. For clarity, my kids are adults with their own families. I told him time will help, but she's still his mother and was a good one. Don't let her act destroy that relationship. My daughter keeps in touch with her. She's ashamed of what her mom did but helps her through the divorce. My daughter is blunt, spares no one, and doesn't hide the consequences of what her mother did. Meanwhile, my future ex lives in delusion. She thinks I'll calm down and forgive her. She believes the years together will change my mind. When she came to sign the listing papers, she said I'd change my decision, that I still love her, that she'll be the best wife once I realize it, that we'll still grow old together, and this is just a bump in the road we'll overcome. I was stunned. I told her she's crazy if she thinks that. She lied and cheated in the filthiest way, another man inside her while his wife watched. How the hell could I ever want to touch her again? She said she knew she shouldn't have done it, didn't understand what she was doing, and that it wasn't even that good. I told her to shut up, I don't care if it was good or not. That's not the point. The point is, she did it anyway. I said we have 0 chance at reconciliation. I want nothing to do with her. I look forward to starting a life without her. I think she's in total denial. She no longer controls me or has any right to interfere after she destroyed everything with intrigue and infidelity in a loving marriage. This happened solely because of her actions. She knew the risk before she did it. She can't be that naive to pretend nothing's happening. Funny thing, I'm getting a lot of attention from other women. I don't want anything right now. I'm not looking for a relationship, but it's nice to know that someday, if I want, I'll have plenty of options. My future ex even got mad when she heard female friends stop by to check on me, bring dinner, talk. She said she wants me to blow off steam and she'll wait for me. Man, she's naive. Emotions still rage, hate, anger, disgust, loss, betrayal, sadness. But I'm strong. I'll handle it. My goal now is to sever all financial ties and move on without her. Update 3. 3 months have passed. Divorce is still ahead, but a lot is done. Business sold. House sold. Legally, we've separated. Just waiting out the time until divorce. I've basically split all shared assets and I'm starting a new life. Never thought I'd be here. 3 months ago, I had the life I dreamed of: loving wife, our own business, great family and friends, a cozy home. I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with my wife, is less than #0. 5 is greater than then. My future ex blew it all up for herself and our family, lying, betraying, cheating. Yes, we had problems like any long marriage, but we were always faithful. When she got caught, it destroyed me. Losing our shared life was devastating. I couldn't understand why she did it. But in that moment, my life changed. It wasn't my decision, it was hers. I'm pragmatic and always put family first. Maybe that made this easier to endure. I chose not to let emotions turn me into a victim or drown me in self-pity. Useless. After selling the house and business, we split everything 50-50. I bought 2 small apartments near the grandkids. My son and daughter live in different states with their families. Now I have my own space and can visit them often. I'm working again. A former competitor offered me part-time work and I accepted. Plenty of free time to enjoy life again. For a couple of weeks, I just rode my motorcycle with no destination, stopped for coffee, looked around. In the evenings, I'd hit a pub for a couple pints and move on the next day. I'm surprised by how casual interactions with women are now. I like it. In those 2 weeks, I slept with a couple of women, no expectations, no feelings, just intimacy and fun, no emotional baggage. And honestly, I feel great. Some asked if I contacted the couple my wife cheated with. No. No point, no desire. It was my wife's decision, not theirs. I want nothing to do with them, they're nobody to me. The best revenge on a cheater is indifference and living your life. Of course, I think about what happened sometimes, but life moves on. Focus on yourself. My future ex still lives in a fantasy and thinks when I cool off and get tired of living without her, I'll take her back. I've said clearly, our marriage is over with 0 chance of reconciliation. I also said I absolutely don't care what she does or with whom. It has nothing to do with me anymore, just like what I do has nothing to do with her. My daughter says her mother is still in denial, ashamed and in pain over what she did, and she asked our daughter to convince me to return. I said that will never happen. She isn't ashamed of the act, she's ashamed she got caught, and that I truly left rather than forgave. Life isn't what I expected, but honestly, for the first time in a long time, I'm excited about the future. Sometimes the longest love story ends in one choice, and the cruelest part isn't the moment itself, it's the echo after. If you're walking out of a house that used to be a home, take your name with you, not your shame. Grieve the life you built, then build again on your terms. May your next chapter be lighter, kinder, and honest from the first page. You're watching Boar, where real emotions tell real stories.